Okay, last thing in our quick review is that I just want to refresh your memory on how that 5/7 chord pulls us back to tonic. We're going to talk about tendency tones, which we've talked a little bit about in some of the other classes, but we're really going to talk about in this time. And a weird thing, when we get to minor keys, there's a really weird thing that happens with that 5/7 chord. So I just want to do a quick reminder of how that works, so that when we get to it in minor keys, it'll be a lot more clear. You'll really understand what I'm talking about there. So let's look at it. Let's really quick just look at our diatonic chord progression. We'll stick to C major. I know we just looked at it. Oops. But this will be a little bit different. Okay, so we're going to go to our 5. Now, if we remember, the 5 is the one that really pushes back to 1, okay? Or up to 1. This is going to be a big topic we're going to talk about in this class, is how each note pushes to another spot. So when we build a chord on 5, it is a major chord, okay? As is 1. These are both major chords. When we make this a 7, it becomes a dominant chord. It's that weird 7th chord that's a dominant 7th. And what happens, let me just put it out over here, is that these notes really want to fall down into a C major chord, and actually fairly specific ways. So the notes we need for a tonic chord is C, E, and G. So what wants to happen is this F wants to fall down to an E, this B wants to lead up to a C, and this G can stay on G. Now that is an inverted tonic chord, but what we can do after it is something like, actually, we can just put a C on the bottom, and now it will really be filled out. Let's take a listen to that. Right, so this note falls down to there, this one goes up, and this one can stay the same. And then we add a C at the bottom just to lock it in and make it feel really happy. So this is 5/7/1, the dominant to the tonic. That is a very strong pull, primarily because of this F falling down to E, and the B especially. The B is the 7th note of our scale, pushing up to C. B to C, just like that. 7 up to tonic. That's going to be a really important move that we're going to talk a lot about in this class when we get to minor keys. Because the minor keys don't give us that pull, and we got to do some tricks to get it. So more on that shortly. Okay, that's it for review. Let's dive in, and let's start talking about first the circle of fifths and how that can be more than a fun thing to hang on your wall and can be actually useful to writing music and thinking about music.